Before we get into the video, I do want to say I do understand that it doesn't make much sense that this whole video is about how I don't talk about being on the Ellen Show, but in the whole video I'm talking about how I was on the Ellen Show. But just kind of hear me out, and I hope you understand my points. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So today, as you can tell by the title, I want to talk about my experience being on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It's obviously been like 3 years since I've been on the show. So, you know, it's been a while, and I have some thoughts that I feel like are a little bit different than some people might think. So I kind of just want to talk about that today. Now, before we go any further in this video, I just want to make it abundantly clear that I am so incredibly thankful and grateful for the opportunity to be on the Ellen DeGeneres show. I am not at all trying to sound ungrateful. Like, seriously, the day that I spent up there in LA with them and filming and obviously getting a car, all of those things, I am so incredibly grateful for. So please don't take this video the wrong way. I'm not at all saying that I am ungrateful for those things. It was literally one of the best days of my life, if not the best day of my life. So I am not at all trying to sound ungrateful. I just kind of wanted to talk about my experience since being on the show. So the reason that this topic actually came about and I thought about making this video was because I was talking to a friend that I made recently, and they actually kind of stumbled across the video on Ellen's YouTube channel of me being on her show. And they kind of like texted me freaking out like, what the heck? You were on the Ellen show. Why have you not told me? Why have we not talked about this? And that really got me thinking. It got me thinking because in my personal life and my day-to-day life, it's not something that I really mention or talk about that much. And it's kind of funny because obviously I drive around my car that I got on the show every single day, and I am so grateful for that car, because if it wasn't for, you know, me getting that on the show, I honestly have no idea what I would be driving. The truck that I was driving before the show just literally ended up like breaking down a few months after the show aired. So I am so grateful for that, but it's really not something that I talk about that much. So I really started thinking about why I don't talk about my time on the show. And again, it's nothing to do with not having a good time, or it was literally like the best day of my life, right? So I really started thinking about it, and I think the main reason is because I don't want the fact that I appeared on a show to be like my, I guess like my legacy, or to be something that people remember me for. Because I honestly don't feel like it's not like I did something special to be on that show, or being on that show doesn't make me any more special or any more important or any more anything, right? It's just I appeared on a show, and I honestly do get pretty uncomfortable if I'm with a group of friends and they know I've been on the show and they're introducing me to someone new, or I might be with the company and they're introducing me to someone new, and one of the first things that comes out of their mouth is, "This is John, he's been on the Ellen show." And for some reason, it just makes me squirm, because it just doesn't seem right. It just seems weird to me. Because if someone introduces me as, "This is John, he used to be 360 pounds and he's lost 180 pounds. That doesn't bother me at all, because I feel like I put in the work to lose that weight, and that is a big part of my life. Like, it is something that I live every single day, is still, you know, keeping the weight off and helping other people lose weight. So it is part of me, and I really don't get uncomfortable about that. But when people introduce me as John and he's been on Ellen, it just seems weird, especially I think because it's been, you know, it's been a while. It's been over 2 years since I was on the show, and it was just this one day thing that happened for me, right? I don't think that that should define who I am and what I do. I think another big reason why I don't talk about it that much is because I never, ever, ever want it to seem like I'm using the fact that I was on Ellen's show to push me further, or to get me things or anything like that. Like, I would never want that to happen. So I feel like I just kind of shy away and don't really talk about it that much, because I don't want that to happen. I never want to use the fact that I was on that show to at all boost me up, or at all get me things, or at all, I want to shy away from that as much as possible. I think it really all comes down to legacy. Like, I don't want to be remembered as someone that was on the Ellen show. I want to be remembered as someone that, you know, lost 180 pounds, but more importantly, and most importantly, I want to be remembered as someone that helped other people lose weight and helped motivate others to change their lives. That is the most important thing to me. So I think focusing on the past just makes no sense. So if I were to focus on being on Ellen all the time, like, how would I be able to move forward from that? So again, I don't have any issues. Like, if someone comes up to me and wants to talk about my time on the Ellen show, I will tell them the story. I have no issues with that. But I'm definitely not someone that introduces myself as John Glad and then right off the bat says I was on the Ellen Show. I just don't think that there's any real reason for me to say that. But that's pretty much all I have to say on that topic. I know it's kind of a shorter video, but I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. I just didn't know how to throw it into, you know, maybe a vlog or something like that. So I figured I would just kind of talk about it on its own video. But I am kind of curious to know what you guys would kind of do and think and how you would feel if you were in my position, right? You had been on the Ellen Show and people always introduced you as, this is John, he's on the Ellen Show. Like, how would you feel about that? How would that make you feel? Would you talk about it very much? Do you think you would just not mention it? I'm just really curious to see what you guys would think, because it's just a really interesting thing to me, because I feel like there's not that many people that have, you know, been through what I've been through. So I would love for you guys to put yourself in my shoes and kind of just, you know, tell me what you would think. But again, I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. There was one other thing that I wanted to say. Oh yeah, look up my fam.
Obey the warning signs, and when there are flashing lights or wigwags, don't attempt to cross until they come to a complete stop.